Good afternoon, Year 6, and welcome to another week of home learning. Today's starter is all about the order of operations. Remember, we use the word BIDMAS to help us to remember in which order we do an operation when it's laid out in front of us. So, for example, when we have 32 plus 6 multiplied by 7, we do the multiplication part before the addition. So the 6 times 7 we do first, and then we add the 32. Just a quick reminder, indices is squared or cubed numbers, and we do those after the brackets. Let me zoom in, and you can then have a go at the questions, and we'll look at the answers shortly. Press pause on your devices and have a go at them, please. Okay, and now that you've had a chance to do those, we will look at the answers. I'll scroll down. The first answer is 74, and if that gets chopped off at the top, you can still see the answers to the other questions. As always, if you've made a mistake, just go back and have a look and see where you might have made that error. So today's learning is all about money problems, and that's going to continue through the course of this week. It's one of the key things that's assessed during the SATs, and there are often in the SATs papers lots of money questions, and it's a really good life skill to be able to solve problems involving money. Now today's In Focus task has Emma, and she's got 3 large letters. The postage costs the same for each letter. She pays with a £20 note and her change is £14.96. What is the cost of posting one letter? I'd like you please to have a go at this question, but as if we were in class. If you solved it, are there other ways in which you can solve it that might be more efficient, less efficient, or might be able to show somebody else how you would solve this visually? Press pause on your devices and have a go. Okay, so I'm going to go through how I might answer this question. It isn't the only method, and if you've used a method that you are happy with, I'm happy with that too. So to start with, we know that Emma had £20 and that she had change from the £14.96. We've got to work out what that change is going to be. The change we know is £14.96. We've got to work out what the cost was of posting the 3 letters. So we've got to simply do £20 take away £14.96. Now, if we see a subtraction like this, often our first method that we go to is formal subtraction. But in this case, I would be tempted to find the difference because it's a lot quicker and more efficient way to do it. It's a lot easier. So I've just represented how my thinking might be on a number line. I would have £14.96. I'll do the jump up to £15, which is 4p, and then the jump from £15 to £20 is £5. Add the £5 to the 4p, makes £5 and 4p. Now I know in the past that some children would have put that as the answer, £5 and 4p, which wouldn't be quite right because we need to find out the cost of one letter, and that £5 4p is the cost of 3 letters. So we now need to divide £5 4p by 3. So what I'm going to do is grab the pen, and then I think I'll zoom in again and show you on the notebook file how we might solve that. So if I write in the 3 here, now for when we do the bus stop method, it's still the same when we have a decimal point. I'm still going to divide 3 into 5, which is 1 remainder 2. But I've got a decimal point here. I'm going to put it in exactly the same place. Now I've got 3 into 20, which is 6, remainder 2, and now 3 into 24, which is 8. So that gives me the answer of £1.68. And I'm going to put in the pound sign in here, because without the pound sign, you don't get the mark in SATs, and it isn't actually correct. You can put either £1.68, or you could choose to write 168p, and that would be right as well. What you can't have though is both signs. You can't have a pound sign and a pence sign at the same time. Okay, let's have a look at the next guided practice. So here we've got Charles and Holly. They've both got bags of coins. Charles has got 50p coins here. Holly's got 20p coins here. Both bags have the same amount of money in. There are 30 50p coins in Charles's bag, and the question asks you, how many 20p coins are there in Holly's bag? Now, one thing that I did when I was answering this question was just to underline the important parts to me. Both bags have the same amount of money. I'm going to underline that because that's important. 30 50p coins, and how many 20p coins are there in Holly's bag? Okay, just spend 2 or 3 minutes having a go, and then I'll go through how I might have solved this once you've completed it. So the first thing I'm going to do is to work out how much money is in Charles's bag. That's simply multiplying the 30 coins by 50p to get us a total amount of money in there. There are a couple of ways of doing this. I chose to multiply 30 by £1 to get £30 and then halving it to get £15. Alternatively, you might have done 30 times 50p, which makes 1500p, and converted that into £15. After we've done that, we've then got to think about the bag here that Holly has. We know that Holly's bag has the same amount of money, but she's got 20p's. So something multiplied by 20p equals £15. Now, to do that, I looked and thought, well, if there's 5 times 20p equals £1, if I multiply that 5 by 15, that will then give me the answer of how many coins there are in there. And that could be done a number of different ways. You could use a formal written method, but I chose the method of multiplying 15 by 10 and then halving it. So 15 multiplied by 10 is 150, half of that is 75. That's quite an easy mental method or strategy to use. That's efficient and gives us the right answer. But there'd be no problem if you did this, or even added 15 5 times. As long as you got the answer of 75p, either method would be good enough to use. Okay, let's go on to the independent learning for today. I've got 3 questions, and all of these questions have been taken from previous SATS papers. I think the first one is probably the most trickiest, and there are 2 marks on offer for this. So it says, a school buys some yo-yos as prizes. The yo-yos cost £4.25 each. The school has £14 to spend on prizes. They buy as many yo-yos as they can, and this is important. How much money is left? Have a go at the task, and I'll go through how you might get the answer, and then I'm going to include the mark scheme as well to see how you can get 2 marks. Okay, so this is how you could do the answer. There are a number of different ways. I'm just going to go through one. I took the price of the yo-yos and then multiplied it by 10, as if there were 10 yo-yos, and found that if the school bought 10 yo-yos, that took them over their budget, which was came to £42.50, their budget being £40. So if you take away one cost of one yo-yo from the £42.50, we end up with £38.25. That is the same as 9 yo-yos. So we know that £38.25 is the cost for 9 yo-yos. We then need to find out the difference between the £40 and the £38.25, which is £1.75. If you have the answer there of £1.75, you can get 2 marks. However, you can still get another mark if you've made a simple mistake. So if you did £42.50 take away £4.25 equal £37.25, and then you carried on with the calculation, you could still get a mark for that, for showing you're working and just making a simple arithmetic error. Okay, let's go on to the next question. So the next question has Charles and Emma. They each buy a sandwich. Charles gets 5p change from £2. Emma gets £2.25 change from £5. How much more does Emma pay than Charles? Have a go at that by pressing pause on your devices. I'll go through the answer shortly. Okay, here is the answer. It's 80p or £0.80. And you've got a little indication here of how you might get 1 mark if you've got the answer wrong, but the workings out correct. The last question. A bag of lemons costs, a bag of 5 lemons costs £1. A bag of 4 oranges costs £1.80. How much more does one orange cost more than one lemon? Okay, have a go at that question. I'll go through the answer in a couple of minutes' time. So to solve this, you need to find out the cost of one lemon, one orange. To find out the cost of one lemon, divide £1 by 5, and that will equal 20p. So you can do 100 divided by 5 equals 20p. And then what's £1.80 divided by 4? Well, that is 45p. And then you simply find the difference between the orange and the lemon, which gives you the answer of 25p or £0.25. Okay, that's it for today's learning. Tomorrow, I've got a slightly different task that I'd like you to have a go at. It's a simple challenge and it's called Spot the Shapes. It's a little bit different. It asks you to count how many triangles you can find in that shape there, how many squares can you count in that one, and then could you have a go at your own challenge that's similar to either one of these two. Try not to make it too difficult and then set it for another member of your household. I will put the answer to these two questions here at the beginning of Wednesday's video. Have a good rest of the day, and I hope this lesson has been useful. I'll see you on Wednesday. Goodbye.